to win the AFC with Aaron Rodgers.
He has every ounce of leverage. You don't have it.
KJZ, Keyshawn J. Will Zubin, presented by Progressive Insurance. All guests join us on the Goodyear Hotline. Alan Hahn in for Zubin, and the Aaron Rodgers story, of course, out of Green Bay continues. And we want to play the blame game. Who's at fault here? But it's also interesting to get all the takes now from around the world of sports and around the NFL. And listen to this take by a former Packers coach, Mike Holmgren. He was on ESPN 1000 on Friday, and he said this is how he would have handled the situation.
And a star quarterback like that getting to this point, I just can't imagine it. I wouldn't allow it. It wouldn't happen. But now it has happened, and you know, I would call him in. We'd sit down and not leave until we kind of had an understanding one way or the other, and either, you know, he's going to continue playing, or you'd have to, or the ball's in his court, you know, because I want him there. I need him there. I love him. Now, what are you going to do? You know, well, they didn't handle it very well, I don't think. I don't know how you guys looked at it, but they didn't handle it very well.
This is Straight Talk brought by Straight Talk Wireless. I mean, this is kind of what we've been saying, but it's true. I mean, this is how it should have been handled, but it wasn't.
Coach Holmgren, he said the same thing I've been saying. I went to the coaching manual of Don't Screw It Up, page 129. Don't screw. It's easy. It's not that difficult to see. I got a star quarterback here, and I need to address the issue so that I'm not put into a position that I am in today. We wouldn't have even gotten to this point, but they didn't handle it that way. And Coach Holmgren said it from the beginning. We would have never gotten to this point if you just handled it the right way. Now, what does that mean, right? What does it mean handling it the right way? Sitting down with him from the beginning. Starting a year ago, when all of this sort of kind of little cryptic things started popping up when I drafted Jordan Love. Now, immediately, come and sit down, man. Mm-hmm. Soon as that happened, when I screwed up, when I didn't make the phone call to let you know that we're going to take a quarterback with the first pick in the first round. Now, I screwed that up, Jay. So when we go to minicamp, after practice, I need you to come meet with me so I can explain to you where we're headed with this. That's where you start a year ago. And you wouldn't even be in this position.
I just feel like it's easy to play Monday morning quarterback on something like this, right? And how do we, girl, you know you love when I always do this. This girl wasn't like, she was a little bit out there, right? And he was like, no, I'm just telling you, when she gets with me, she's going to be different. She can be different. And then he got her, and she wasn't different, right? She was the same, still out there. And I'm like, all right. But you knew what this was beforehand. Don't you think, it's not me, Key. Don't talk to the producer like, sounds like you're talking from personal experience. Stop. I heard you on the talk back talk to the producers in front of me while I was talking. Anyway, back to my point. If you watch the Packers do this with Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre, if you're Aaron Rodgers, don't you know that history repeats itself? Don't you know that this is bound to happen, that they are trying to set up for the future? Yes, you want an MVP. I understand they didn't communicate it to you the right way, but still, like, they are trying anything impossible to make this work.
But it's too late, though, Jay.
Is it? Because now I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be back.
He might. Who knows?
I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to go anywhere.
All right, so now you feel it's the opposite. You think he doesn't have the leverage.
I'm not saying he doesn't have leverage. I'm just, at the end of the day, I mean, they're trying everything possible to bring him back.
That's not a good situation. I haven't talked to Aaron personally, so I don't know. But just on my own experience, and I feel I'm petty like Aaron Rodgers in a sense.
You hold grudges?
Oh, absolutely. I do. You do
for a lack of communication. You hold grudges.
If you do something to me, you're dead to me. I'm just who I am. When you start to try and hurt me, I don't have anything for you.
But how am I trying to hurt you if I'm Green Bay by drafting a quarterback and not communicating that properly?
Yeah, because if you are not communicating with me properly, and I'm that dude, and you're not saying anything to me, you didn't come to me after you drafted the quarterback. Along the way, you continuously are not giving me, like, I'm watching everybody else that's out there getting their weapons. I don't give a damn. Drew Brees got a weapon with Michael Thomas. Sean Payton went out and drafted Michael Thomas and gave him a weapon. He realized, yeah, we got to get something for Drew. Tom Brady brought back his old buddy in Gronkowski, who everybody assumed was done. He dusted him off and got a good season out of him, and they're bringing him back again.
And then they also
bring in AB.
Right.
Even though AB had a small relationship with the head coach from the Pittsburgh
it wasn't
days,
a good one.
It wasn't a good one. And he was able to say, I'm going to take care of this. Don't worry. I'm going to let him stay in my house until he finds somewhere to live. I got him, coach. We got this. And then they made it happen. Aaron Rodgers, for one, Jordy Nelson a couple of years ago, Aaron Rodgers didn't like they didn't even communicate with him and say, it's like you, my point guard.
That was a bad look. I hear you on that one.
Guard, Jay,
that was a bad look from Jordy Nelson.
I'm Shaq, and you my point guard, and I walk into the building, and I go, where's Jay?
Where's my guy?
Where's my guy? Oh, we let him go last night. You did what? That's a problem. Now you hurting me. You consistently are digging me.
But Key, I argued that point a little bit throughout the course of the season. You told me on this show, what else do they need? Well, they don't need more weapons.
No, they don't. But
that's what I'm saying. So, but that's the reality of it,
but
though.
They don't need more weapons. But if you're not drafting a linebacker to help our defense, and you taking a quarterback that we don't need,
I agree that
you don't necessarily need it on the offensive side of the ball. But if it's there and it's at your disposal, you can get something better. You don't necessarily need it.
What you have right now, I think, there is that Aaron Rodgers, what you're saying, is reached a point where the talking, we're past that. We're beyond the talking part. So you think he's going to be back, or you think that could happen, but a lot of people are wondering, will he end up somewhere else? And it gets us thinking, of course, and it's off a reference to the example that you gave, is that, the song "You Down with OPP," right? Like a lot of people would like to have another quarterback. I have one. I got a quarterback. I'm kind of happy with him. But if I can get Aaron Rodgers, I might have to change my plans. So let's talk about some teams around the league that could be down with OPP. Well, what do we think? Like let's start with the Cleveland Browns, because there's a story right now in the Cleveland Plain Dealer that had reports that the Browns are not interested in trading for Aaron Rodgers if he was available in a trade.
I am not interested in running for president of the United States. But if the right offer comes around.
So according to the story, the Browns are ecstatic that Baker Mayfield has seemingly turned the corner in the second half of last season. But
of course you say that.
So
of course you say that.
Go ahead.
We want all the confidence in the world for Baker Mayfield. He's going to lead our organization to multiple Super Bowls. But what do we have to give up for Aaron Rodgers?
That's
quietly
question.
Behind closed doors?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say that publicly, but behind closed doors, what are we talking about here? What do you guys think you actually need? Let's see if we can actually make that happen.
Yeah, I'm not touching it. If I'm Cleveland.
Not even back channels? Not
even thinking about it?
Not even want to hear, what would it take?
Because I know what it's going to take. And you're not giving
You don't know
away.
till you know.
No,
what is it going to take?
You're not taking a fifth-round pick, so why are we even having a conversation? You want my entire draft for the next several years. You want Baker Mayfield in return.
All right.
I don't want to.
Let me ask you this.
Great as Aaron Rodgers is.
Do your odds go up to win a Super Bowl if you get Aaron Rodgers versus Baker Mayfield? Then why the hell wouldn't you do that?
Because it's going to take too much for a guy that has three, let's just call it for safekeeping, 3 great years left in him. I'm going to have to give away my future when I don't have a real quarterback issue.
How old is Tom Brady?
No, but you can't go off Tom. He eats avocado ice cream.
Aaron Rodgers seems like he's trending in the same direction. I think Aaron Rodgers might have more than 3 years.
Had avocado ice cream?
No,
I haven't had that yet.
They make avocado ice
cream? Yeah.
Really?
They make tomato ice cream and all that sort of
So let's I want to ask the fans. I want to ask those listening at 888-SAY-ESPN, 888-729-3776. Are you down with your QB, or would you take Aaron Rodgers in a trade right now? How many teams would you say would have zero interest in Aaron Rodgers? Like I'm all set at quarterback. Mahomes, right?
I would say
Bills.
a
Buffalo?
nickel, 5 teams.
5. So we got 2 right there. Who else?
So you said Kansas City?
I said KC,
Yep.
Kansas
Buffalo.
City, Buffalo. Kansas City,
Tampa?
Buffalo, Seattle,
Seattle.
Tampa.
Seattle.
4. Who'd be the 5th?
5th would be
know.
Cleveland.